Hello and welcome back to my garden. In today's episode, I'm gonna be working on uppotting my gooseberries, my currants, blackcurrant and redcurrant. And I've started propagation like 2 months ago when I was cleaning my raspberries, when I was cutting back some perennials after winter, and then I took just quite a number of cuttings of the plants that I wanted to propagate and put them into the soil. So for 2 months I wasn't doing much. I was just watching them and watering them from time to time, and sometimes I was forgetting to do so, but somehow plants decided to grow. So I believe that at this point they started to create their roots, so I can uppot them, keep them separately. And another part of the project for today is to pot this poor things, Hollyhocks seedlings, and yeah, they're surviving here because it's too hot right now and they're getting too dry too quickly. So yeah, I need to pot them. And now I want to go through all the materials that I will need for today's project, and I will start with the essential one, with pots. And as you can see, I have quite a number of them, and actually they're all mismatched, and I'm saving them from different planting projects. And for example, this one comes from lavender. This one, I don't know from what, probably something as a house plant. Then something else, lavender. It seems like the only plant that I was buying in pots is lavender, but no, eucalyptus, for example. So each and every time you're buying a plant from the nursery in a container, please keep it, because you never know, you might need it, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in a couple of months definitely you will make a use out of it. So I'm keeping all my, this I even don't know how to pronounce. So I'm keeping all the pots from all different projects, and I'm keeping them in a big plastic box, so they're dry and they're tucked away and they're not on a way of anything else. So I decided to go with this pots, smaller pots for hollyhock, then bigger pots, round pots for currants, blackcurrant and redcurrant, and that's more like square shape, I don't know how to call them, pots for gooseberries. Also, I'm gonna be using this potting tray and some instruments to get soil and a bag of potting soil to plant everything in. And I will start with the most simple project and potting up this hollyhocks.
You want this up, please?
I like to use dry potting soil just because it creates less mess than if I will add a water into it. And I'm gonna get the idea behind watering the soil just to get it all moist and more uniform, because sometimes potting soil can be kind of tricky to water for the first time, and water just sometimes doesn't want to penetrate. But I'm like, for me it's much easier to have kind of clean hands and make it nicer, the whole process, and then just to water it nicely. And I'm adding soil and leaving kind of a place for a plug just to put it in and not to mess a lot, like this. Then I'm getting a plug, and I'm actually really happy with this cell system. It's really sturdy and it's really nice. And then I'm putting this plug into the center and then just adding a little bit of soil next to the root ball like this. And the first one is a potted. Now hollyhocks are potted, and I even planted my last seeds into this tiny pots because I just thought, why not, and I won't keep them for the next year. And actually this process of uppotting seedlings into bigger pots from sales modules is rather simple and yeah, quick process. You just need to remember not to disturb roots more than you have to. And for doing that, usually what I'm doing, and I was trying to show it on the video, that actually I'm putting soil first. I am making some kind of round space in the middle of the pot for the seedlings, and then actually it wasn't me but my daughter, and then she was putting these plugs into this place and then covering it with the soil. So what you want to do is not to leave empty spots between the soil of your pot and this little plug, but actually to fill it everything with the soil, and then I'm gonna be watering them, so that will eliminate a part of the problem. But it's really like, you just need to get in the rhythm of this thing, and it's really satisfying, and that's like my favorite thing to do because it allows to save so much money, because you're not buying something big. You were starting your things from cuttings or from seeds, and actually you're making something perennial or shrubs that will serve you and last in your garden for years and years. So yeah, I really love that. And I will start with showing you the root system of these plants, and now it starts to develop, and it's a really important phase, and I don't like to wait too long. Probably, yeah, the roots will get bigger, but then I will need to mess them down. Then at some point I will need to divide the plants, and at some point some of the roots get damaged, so I really don't like to wait that long. I believe that 2 months for propagation of the plants is a really good timing, and yeah, we're switching to the next part. So first I'm getting everything out of the pot. And there's always an idea that you don't want to disturb your plants more than you need to. So yes, definitely something will go wrong, but you need to try your best to keep it to the minimum. And actually, I really like what I see. So this is what you got. You got a cutting, and you have new roots, and this is exactly what you want to get. And another thing, and you see these plants, now I need to divide, but I see the roots here and I see roots here. That's just wonderful, and I want to divide them really slightly and gently. So now I have 3 plants. This thing is, oh no, it's actually not dead. There is a point of growth, but I will put it separately just in case. Then another thing, I'm gently removing the soil. I remove the soil just to remove the weight from the roots, and I need to be mindful about that. So this one, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can see that this one is alive, so that's 6. And this, okay, that must, I don't know, there are some something. Okay, I will put them separately. Now again, I'm getting soil. It's too heavy. And now I will be putting plant into the pot. But when we were uppotting hollyhocks, that were little things, and we're putting them into the ground. Here, the seedling is rather long, and I need to put all this thing down into the ground. So first of all, I will add a little bit of soil. Then I'm putting a seedling into it, and then I'm covering everything and really gently. I don't want to leave air pockets, but at the same time, I know that I'll be watering all this thing, and some of the air pockets will be gone. First one is ready. The next one. Right now, I'm adding some soil on the bottom. I'm getting seedling, I'm putting it, and then I'm starting to cover everything really gently. And again, no air pockets, but try not to push really hard, because by doing this you can actually just cut the roots, because they're fresh and they're young and they're really easy to harm. Okay, my next job is gooseberries, and it's more tricky with them just because they have spikes, and yeah, you need to be watchful about your fingers. But again, it's looking great. So as you can see, there's a lot of new roots about this part that was in the ground. Okay, there are the results of it. But anyway, then make 1, 2, that's gonna be 3. And actually, you know, when you only start your kind of gardening journey, sometimes it's really overwhelming, like seeing all the costs of the plants and knowing how many of them you need to get to create a beautiful space and productive space. But I believe that the key is actually asking other people for help, because sometimes you feel like, oh, it's only me who is actually into the gardening, but gardening community is really huge, and sometimes it's not directly your friends, but that might be their parents or someone they know or colleagues. And actually, I can't imagine that someone will ask me for a cutting and I will say no. If you know someone with really great gooseberries in their garden, just ask. Oh, what's a beauty! Plus, at the certain period of time, lifetime of the plant, we all need to prune them, we all need to divide them. And now I replanted all my gooseberries, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 of them. Yeah, that's a lot. And now the last job is blackcurrant. And look at their root system. That's a beauty. Okay, and now my job is to divide them, but not to disturb a lot. And actually, that's why I don't like to wait a lot, because I'm damaging their root systems. I can feel it, but I'm trying to do everything as gentle as I can. And actually, you know, the way to see if this cutting started to create the roots, when they start to give a new growth. The moment you see, oh, there's a huge worm, and I will, oh, I don't want to get you in the hands. Yeah, huge worm. I'll find a way. So the moment you see the new growth on any seedlings that you're trying to propagate, any plant, that's the signal that the seedling is creating a root system. Before that, you might see just the existing foliage. And here are my blackcurrants, 9 plants ready to go. It's getting late, and it seems like it was really productive evening, really calm, really pleasant just to be outside and to work. So right now I have quite a number of plants, and I don't really believe that I need them, like all of them, but I will be glad to share them with our friends. And again, if you don't have any plant but you really want it, just ask for a cutting. And 90% you can propagate any plant from the cutting, and you will get absolutely beautiful new plant in your garden just for free. And you just need to be patient. That's all. And it's really fun. So thank you very much for staying with me, and see you next time. Bye.